That song be getting me pumped up. What's up, everybody? It's Big Game James back here again. Let me say what's up to everybody first. KMT, Stephen, Arthur, Boothane, The Lunatic, Marcus, Calloway, Jawan, James. What's good with you, Doug, Anthony, Eastside, Harold. What's up with you, dog? Yo, man, what's up? Art Lugo, what's good with you? Keep on coming in, like and share this. If you like, go ahead and share the hell out of this. Um, KMT, listen to me. You keep on telling me all this stuff. You want to produce some shows for me? I mean, you keep on telling me you got all this. I do this and I do that and I produce this and I do that. Well, then get in my inbox. I'm gonna get in your inbox after this show is over, and me and you gonna talk. You keep on telling me what you can do, and I'm about to see what you can do. You feel what I'm saying? Keep on telling me what you can do, and I'm not doubting anything about you because you're young. And you youngsters, y'all know all that stuff, and y'all be all in that electronics and finagling and doing all that crazy stuff. That's what y'all like to do. See, me, I'm old school. I don't be doing all that. I'm the OG. But if you like doing that type of stuff, then I'm gonna get in your inbox and me and you gonna talk. All right. Now, and I appreciate you. And I talked to my boy anyway about your jersey, making sure everything was good. He said it's on the next shipping, it's on its way. So as soon as he gets his tracking numbers coming straight to you, KMT. So make sure you let me know when you get that jersey. Also, if my boy T Smooth TV jumps in this feed, make sure you holler at me and get in my Big Game James page on my Facebook and get in my messenger so you can give me your address so I can send you this hat for your B day. And once again, happy birthday to you. The lunatic. Hey, however you want to call it, it's all good. But if you on them ones and twos and you like doing all that electronical shit, then me and you need to talk. Real talk. For real. But let's jump into the subject at hand. I got some stuff that I've been on my mind. First of all, let me give a big shout out to Mr. Vosh Lombardi. Thank you for the shout out on your last show. I appreciate you, big dog. Shout me out. Said Big Game James can't cover me. Big Game James is too old. Big Game James is what did he say? An athlete, an athlete. He made a shirt about me. I love it. You made a whole opening about me for your show. I love it. That lets me know that I'm on your mind, and I appreciate it. Because best believe I'm going hard in the paint. I'm not gonna waste the time and make anything about you or anything like that. I'm just gonna continue to be in the gym. Because as I said before earlier today, I did my push-ups and pull-ups. I try to do 100 push-ups out. I got the push-up bar 50 in, 100 out, 50 in, do my pull-ups, and then do my arm curls with my bar. And I was just gonna do that today, which I did. But then my dog Skywalker hit me up and he said, "Yo, check out Vach's video, man. It's funny." So I seen it and it was funny as shit. But that just motivated me because I was gonna kind of skip the gym today. But then I said, hell no, this dude got me in the opening of his video. This dude is making shirts about me. Oh, hell no, I got to go to this gym today and go hard in the paint. And that's what I did. Uh, just excited. And that thing, the flag football tournament that I'm trying to set up, I'm looking tentatively for the end of August. Uh, Possibly early September. We're trying to get in before the first game of the year, so I'm still putting everything together. But best believe it is going down. Best believe it is going to happen. And best believe me and Vach are going to go at it, and it's going to be a great time. What up, Philly Notion? Man, come on, y'all. He come with the 199 holla already. He doing more than the Cowboys do. Y'all go always let Philly just jump right in and just donate $1.99 holla just like that. And he ain't even a fan. He a fan of Big Game James. He ain't a fan of Cowboys. There you go, the lunatic. Don't let them Philly fans, and I respect you, Philly Notion, because you come in and you're respectful. We don't like you Eagles, and we don't give a hell about you. I just had a conversation with an Eagle fan the other day, and he was probably saying the same dumbass shit you were saying, talking about Philly been the best team in the NFC since 2000. Philly been the best team since 2000. And I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, are you proud of that? You went to 4 NFC championships and lost all of them, Are you proud of that? That's like the Buffalo Bills bragging that they went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost all of them. You feel me? You don't brag on that. That's what you're bragging on, Philly. That's what I told him you're bragging on. And I didn't even know if he was a true Philly fan because I cut him early. And I said, well, we had sorry ass Jason Garrett and we smacked you bums 4 straight before you got that victory that y'all keep on jumping and doing backflips over. That you had some low-key whack receivers and y'all felt so great about it because y'all had beat us after 4 straight L's against Jason Garrett coach teams. Jason Garrett has a winning record against the Philadelphia Eagles in his 10 years. Seriously? And you guys are talking about you guys are great. You've been to 2 Super Bowls, you won one of them. No, I'm not talking about the 80s when you got beat by the Raiders. I'm talking about when you went to 4 straight championships, you lost them. You went and lost to the Patriots. You came back, you got your victory in 2017. You keep on talking about the Dallas Cowboys, how we live on our old shit. Oh, y'all always talking about your 5 Super Bowls. Y'all always talking about your 5 Super Bowls. But y'all got that one little old winky dink Super Bowl. I'll give you props. You got the little Super Bowl. But damn, y'all still behind the race in the whole NFC. And all y'all talk about, I got one of my head coaches on the 145s is a Philly fan, and that's all he live off of. That damn Super Bowl. So y'all gonna do the same thing. So if y'all don't win a Super Bowl for the next 10 or 15 years, y'all always gonna talk about that one we won in 2017. Man, Philly, shut the hell up. Don't nobody trip on y'all. Ain't nobody thinking about y'all. He talking about y'all run a division. Y'all don't run shit. Jason Garrett, just remember that. He won the division in 2014, 2016, and 2018. Jason Garrett did that. I'm about to talk this Tyrone Crawford, but Philly, please get out of here talking like y'all something, man. Y'all don't run shit. Our quarterback was drafted in the 4th round. Yours was in the first. He's better than him. You look across the board, we have a better running back, better offensive line. Your offensive lineman, when your top offensive lineman got hurt, he's out for the year. Offensive line is better. The tight end position, you got us on tight ends, but I think Blake Jarwin is up and coming. But you do got the monsters over there with the tight ends. But our receivers are better than y'all. Your defensive line may be a little bit better than us because y'all got them big boy in the middle. I can't remember his name right now. But I'm thinking our linebackers better than y'all, especially if LVE comes back. And secondary might be an even thing. But now we actually got a coach that can really smack y'all. And Jason Garrett had a winning record against y'all. What the hell Mike McCarthy going to do with this talent? Philly, get out of here, dog. Appreciate you, Derek Evans, for the $5 holler. Keep them coming, man. I'm spitting flame on. Yo got fire. Yo got flame. But let me talk about Tyrone Crawford. And you know, we've been talking about one particular player that everybody been talking about, but I found out some goods. And maybe some other people knew about the goods, but I found out too. Hey ho, Floyd Payer. Yeah, there you are with the $5 holler. Where you been? But jump on in because we about to talk about this call on Tyrone. Oh man, come on, dog. You know, I ain't even going back and forth with you, Philly. I just broke down all facts. We like 69 and 52 against y'all. Overall, overall, and since 1970, we got the most division championships. We still got the most Super Bowls. It don't matter. Here's my thing. It don't matter if it was 20,000 years ago or 100. Y'all still ain't caught up. The Giants ain't caught up. Philly ain't caught up. Washington ain't caught up. So it doesn't matter how long we go they were. And ain't nobody trying to live on them. But y'all still ain't caught up. You feel me? Y'all had all these years to catch up. And y'all have choked. Just like the Redskins, just like the Giants. And y'all got to catch up before you get to talking that noise to us Cowboys. You feel me? We dominate y'all on every circle. We were sweeping the Giants. We were sweeping the Redskins, and we were sweeping y'all, and we were sweeping y'all with Jason Garrett. And that is crazy to me that y'all try to get braggadocious and Jason Garrett, who ain't even a great coach and will never, in my opinion, be a head coach again in the NFL. He's just going to be a coordinator, and he got an overall better record against y'all. Man, please stop it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's talk about Tyrone Crawford. I'm done talking to y'all in this division, man. We run this shit over here. We own the division. Y'all know it. That's why all y'all be mad. That's why everybody always talking about the Cowboys, because y'all all mad because we just better than y'all. And you feel me? And we always going to be America's team. We always going to be that star. That's why you got a star, dog. We shine bright. You see, we don't got we don't got no regular emblem. We got a star on the helmet. You know what the star is. I don't have to explain what the star is, man. Y'all know what it is. That's why all y'all hate, because y'all ain't stars. We stars, dog. I can't. That's not my fault, man. Sorry. Get over it. All right, so let's talk about Tyrone Crawford. Okay. Let's talk about Tyrone Crawford. So, y'all know I've been talking about Tyrone Crawford for the longest, and I'm gonna do some apologizing. I had to really go through, and it wasn't even about the tape. It was about what I had to really look at and see and understand. Tyrone Crawford, first of all, when he got drafted 2012, I believe, he hasn't. I'm gonna be first to tell you, I wasn't mad when Tyrone Crawford was drafted. I liked the Tyrone Crawford draft, and people forget, and I know it might be insignificant, but NFL.com had him when he was, how they have the 25 and under, the top 25 and under players that could be transcending. Tyrone Crawford was on that list. I mean, he wasn't a guy that was going to get you 9, 10 sacks every single year, but he was a guy that was going to be steady for you, was always going to work hard, play multiple positions, and always going to be a leader. I mean, he came in from day one. He works his ass off, so I can never take that away from Tyrone Crawford. And so I had to step back and understand how valuable that is, because so many times we as fans or media alike say, you know what, we get tired of these prima donnas and these guys that don't put in full effort, and these guys are just all about the money. We can't hate on that Tyrone Crawford got that big contract, because you know what, when they put him at the defensive tackle position, I mean, he tore his knee up 2013, his second year. But ever since then, let's just go to it. He's been steady. I will give him that. He's been a guy that's been steady. Let's see here. And these are just the grades from PFF. I don't go on that, but it has the stats that go with it. And when you look at Tyrone Crawford, he is not a guy that was never, um, the guy. He was a really good player, and I think he still is a good player. I'm not going to say he's a really good player now, but he is still a good player. 30 years old, not old by any means, but he has been steady. If you look at it, best year he had 6 sacks. They had a 5.5. We'll give him 6. What PFF says. I mean, 4, 5, 5, 4. Like I said, he missed the 1 year. He got the big money when he was playing the defensive tackle position. That's where he was really making the money. I mean, when we really look at it, the Dallas Cowboys did him a big disservice by switching him to positions. He really made his money at the 3 tech. Little undersized, but effort. And he's a strong guy. Tyrone Crawford ain't no weak dude. He's a strong guy. And so you could play him at the defensive end, playing the right end, you played him at the 3 tech, but he was really making his money inside. He was really doing his damage because you could use his quickness. Didn't have the great stoutness, but you could see his quickness, how he was beating those double teams quickly. He was getting the one-on-one guard. When you're playing the 3 tech, usually you're right or near or over that guard. So that's that matchup that you can really kind of do your thing with if you have that ability. And Tyrone Crawford really was making his money. But they were kicking him outside, putting him at right DN, and he was a guy to me that would get close, but never would get those big sacks. You know what I'm saying? Would always get close, but would never really getting it. So it was almost that he was close to. And I think right now, when I really think about it, I was having the Brandon Carr effect with Tyrone Crawford. See, when Brandon Carr was with the Cowboys, he had a solid career with the Cowboys. I had that fan effect with Brandon Carr. Oh, he's not getting 6, 7 interceptions a game. Brandon Carr is overrated, blah, blah. I was saying that shit. But Brandon Carr had a very solid career with the Cowboys. I think it was more Jason Garrett's the syndrome just starts taking over. But he's been a solid guy. I don't think he's missed a game in his whole career, maybe one game in his whole career. But he was making that money. But you know what? I can't be hating that these players are getting this bread. You know what I'm saying? So I was hating on Tyrone Crawford last year. I was saying use that money, do it, give it somewhere else. But as it stands right now with this COVID, I don't think Tyrone Crawford's going anywhere. Okay, I don't think Tyrone Crawford's going anywhere. And the reason why I say that is because, I mean, we seen a video where he's been working his ass off, and I think the biggest thing is the COVID. The COVID is really changing the game on how they're going to make moves, how they're going to sign people. The rookies, nobody's been signing rookies, and that's because they haven't seen anybody. So those kind of things have affected. You can see my name, cash at me. If you don't want Big Game James getting them taxes, if you like, you can cash at me right there. Straight cash, homie, like Randy Moss said, straight cash, homie, no tax. You know what I'm saying? The 30 percenters are on here, but it's all good. But as I was saying about Crawford, I lost my train of thought. I shouldn't even joked over there. So the lunatic says people are saying they need Crawford to hold players accountable. That will be McCoy this year. He will be definitely our leader. Now here's the thing though. Like I said, the rookies haven't been signed, and you have Crawford, who let me go to what he's making right now. My thing is, if they were going to cut him, I, with this COVID thing, we going to go right here. Here's my thing. He's an unrestricted free agent next year. This is last year of his deal, right? Last year of his deal. So if this is last year of his deal and they haven't cut him yet and they're keeping his salary as it is, and it's, the June 1st, but this COVID really changed everything. And it's almost like they're going into training camp with no kind of rookies aren't touching any mini camp, no OTAs, nothing. You're going straight into training camp, getting tested, and then you're going straight to football. They've already cut out 2 preseason games. The NFLPA wants no preseason games. We'll see if that actually happens. But you got to hit the ground running. Gerald McCoy was talking about that when he was on ESPN, how he feels sorry for the rookies because he said he went through that with the lockout and how they had to jump right in, go right into practice, and just start hitting the ground running. So he's used to it. Rookies never seen anything like this, so it's going to be a lot harder for them. So with that being said, if you have that quandary, if that's the word I can use right now, Tyrone Crawford still makes sense staying on the roster. It still doesn't hate. It still is not saying it doesn't make sense to go after a Clowney or look at an Everson Griffen, which I'm gonna bring him up here quickly here in a minute. But you got a guy right here who has been a locker room leader, and we had Brian Broaddus on the show, right? And Brian Broaddus said the reason why the team loved him, and I know it was the last regime, but I still believe Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones love what he does bring to the table inside the locker room. He does hold people accountable. And Brian Broaddus said the reason why he was staying on this team was because he held people accountable. And I will honestly say that I do feel like the defense did drop off. I was saying at the beginning of the year that the defense ain't gonna die because Tyrone Crawford's not there. I can admit I think I was wrong on that because I do think him playing 4 games, only 4 games, and then I feel like the defense wouldn't have been devastating with him, but I feel like the defense definitely would have been better with him in the lineup because, as I said before, Malik Collins is not a run defender. Antoine Woods was not the same guy he was the year before. You didn't have really any girth in the middle. Um, Christian Covington was not that guy. Kerry Hyder, you see, he's not with the team, so he was okay. So they really didn't have anybody in that middle that could really do what Tyrone Crawford can do, and the defense fell off because of that. And leadership is huge. I mean, let's keep it real. That's the reason why Sean Lee was still on the squad, not just because of his ability, but his leadership. That's the reason why they wanted Jason Witten to come back. They were clamoring for his so-called leadership. It went a long way. And I believe Tyrone Crawford's leadership in that locker room and holding people accountable and being a player that can play multiple positions and can help you in the run game really hurt the defense. Okay? So now here we are, 2020. You got Poe, you got McCoy, you got DeMarcus Lawrence, and you still got Tyrone Crawford at that bread right there, right? I mean, why not let him play his contract out now? Um, and then, I mean, because Stephen Jones, in my opinion, and them are looking at it like, why are we going to cut him now? Let him play out his contract. We get rid of him next year. We don't owe no money. There's no money on the books. You know what I mean? What up, Blake A? Yeah, and here's the thing. I would like to have him at a cheaper price, just like when Brandon Carr, he was at the $10 million, and then they were talking about you got to take a pay cut, and he said no, and they let him play on that $10 million. Then the next year, he did reduce his salary, and then after he played that year, they cut him where he was with somebody else. But I was surprised, and I thought they were going to have Crawford reduce his salary to like they did like a Sean Lee, but it hasn't happened yet. And honestly, Crawford ain't getting cut, in my opinion, not with this COVID, because this COVID is making too many teams unsure of what they have. You're not going to depend on no rookies right now with this COVID thing going on and the uncertainty of the league. You're going to really lean on your veterans and guys who've been there and done that. You're really going to lean on the Poes and the McCoys and the Crawfords and the Long. You're going to really lean on those guys because those guys have been there and done that. So I don't see a Crawford getting cut. People are already talking about, everybody's talking about cutting him for this and this. I mean, I've said it, but I don't see it happening. If it didn't happen before, what makes us think that when he's going to go through training camp and he's fully healthy, that they're going to cut him now? That just doesn't seem like a reality for me for like a rookie, or who's going to take his spot. Alden Smith, yes, he's the reclamation project that everybody wants to do good, but like we said, he's been out the league 4 years, and I think he is going to be good with the Cowboys. But I don't believe that they want to start a Alden Smith out week one. I believe they want to bring a Alden Smith slowly. So what do? You start a Tyrone Crawford, you start a DeMarcus Lawrence, you start a Gerald McCoy, and you start a Don Terry Poe, and then you bring along a Alden Smith, a Dorrance Armstrong Jr. You still don't know what's going to happen with Randy Gregory. You still got guys with Jelks and Jackson, but we don't know what's up with those guys. We don't know. You got Tristan Hill coming back, but at the end of the day, if you're looking at the right defensive side, it's really Dorrance Armstrong Jr. and possibly Alden Smith. But if you're going to a go-to guy right now that you can say that this guy can be a starting guy for us and he's productive, they're going to keep a Tyrone Crawford. Which brings me to the people they've been talking about, Clowney and Everson Griffen. When I did some digging on Griffen. I want y'all to check this out right quick. I mean, if you're looking at the defensive ends, you got I mean, I'm not counting Gregory because he's not eligible, but you got Alden Smith, you got Tyrone Crawford, you got Dorrance Armstrong Jr., you got Jalen Jelks, Joe Jackson, DeMarcus Lawrence. I think they got another. I can check on. Let me look at this roster. Let me see what they got over here. Pull this whole roster up. Give me 1 second. I was looking at all this. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Roster. We're talking about defensive ends. You're talking about edge guys, what they have on the roster right now. You have Bradley Anai, rookie, Azu Kamara, who I believe they like as well. Joe Jackson, Jalen Jux, Ladarius Hamilton, Rondell Carter, who I believe they really like because he signed for some big money as a free agent. They really like him. Dorrance Armstrong Jr., Randy Gregory, who's still up in the air, and DeMarcus Lawrence. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 guys right there. But some of these guys are undrafted rookies, and we know how that goes. There's no guarantee with them. But you got 10 guys on the roster right now. But they ain't no Clowney and they ain't no Everson Griffen. But here's the thing about Everson Griffen that I wanted to talk about. Um, Now everybody and he's the guy I like. I like both of them. I can't front. I like Clowney. I'm about trying to get championships, y'all. So whatever the Cowboys got to do, I'm about trying to get these damn championships. If they can make it happen, and let's say Clowney wants to come down on the price, sign this dude. He's 27 years old. I'm not against it. Okay. Do I think he's injury prone? Do I think he's a little inconsistent? He's a number one overall draft pick. I know he had the knee injury, but he had the microfracture knee surgery. A lot of people don't come back from that. Yeah, that used to be an injury you never came back from. So the fact that he came back from that injury is huge. He's never had more than 10 sacks in the season, but he's a good player. Okay, he is a good player, but he's not a guarantee like a Tyrone Crawford because you don't know what you're getting in him because he's injury prone. Does he play every down? We don't know. Where Tyrone Crawford, you do. So that's where the Cowboys are probably looking at. But here's this thing on Everson Griffen I want y'all to look at right quick. Now, Everson Griffen, 32 years old, really good player. I really like him. If you're comparing him, Everson Griffen, to a Tyrone Crawford, I'm taking Everson Griffen. I think Crawford is good at that three tech, but Everson Griffen, I like him. I like him a lot. I've always liked him, and I think he adds a lot. But here's the thing that I think is keeping Everson Griffen away from the Cowboys. Let's check this out. This article was written a couple years ago. What up, Jim Laws? Hey ho! You can give a $2 or $3 holla. Now, here's some stuff that I dug up about Everson Griffen. Now, he had some issues in 2018, but let's look at this right here. It says Griffen voided his final 3 years of his contract with the Vikings to become a free agent this offseason. He was just one of two NFL players in the NFL last season to have a player controlled void that allowed him to out his contract if he hits a series of benchmarks, 6.5 sacks, playing for 50%, 57% of the team's defensive snaps. Last season, Griffen had 8 sacks and played 78% of the snaps. At age 32, Griffen has recorded 57 sacks over the past 6 seasons, beating out number one Jadeveon Clowney, 32 in that same span. He is betting on himself, believe he could command more than the $13 million cap hit he was going to have on the Vikings roster, but so far it hasn't panned out. But why? Now, we had KD Drummond on the show, and he said that only way really Griffen could come with the Cowboys if he played for 7, 8, 9 million a year. Obviously, Griffen wants more than that. But here's some things that kind of stood out to me, and maybe why the Cowboys are not touching him right now. Okay, so it says there were wide publicized reports from 2018 of verbal outbursts in practice, which prompted the Vikings to order Griffen to undergo mental health evaluation. He had an encounter with the police at a hotel in Minnesota with an individual when an individual was threatening to shoot someone if he was not allowed in his room. Griffen was growing increasingly paranoid and feared someone was trying to kill him. In the weeks and days ahead of the police incident, Griffen lived in a sober house for 3 months to deal with mental health issues. Griffen insists those days are behind him. All right. Now, says he's healthy. There's nothing really to worry about because I'm doing all the right things. But here's the thing. Since COVID, with dealing with the COVID pandemic closing facilities indefinitely, it's harder for teams to answer the question they will undoubtedly have about Griffin's state of mind and how he fit in the locker room. So let me read that again. This is something me right here. Still, with the COVID-19 pandemic closing facilities indefinitely, it's harder for teams to answer the questions they will undoubtedly have about Griffin's state of mind and how he fit in the locker room. So, to me, hey ho, we got a $2 holla from my dog Jim Laws that I member, and also from the Lunatic, $2 holla. Yeah, man. So when I see that, I think that to me has maybe the reason why, in my opinion, the reason why the Cowboys haven't jumped out and signed him because he had those issues. And think about it, I will be the first to talk about. They have Randy Gregory. He's had issues, right? We know that. Randy Gregory has had issues, okay? We know they just signed Aldon Smith, and we know about his well-documented issues. We know the Cowboys are not scared to jump out and sign or help a player they feel that can help the team, but maybe has some issues off the field. But with the COVID thing going on right now, I believe that since they haven't been able a chance to meet him and those things have gone on, and even though he had the good season that he had last season, you have a guaranteed good person you have in a locker room in a Tyrone Crawford. You have a really good talent in a Everson Griffen, who probably is a better talent than a Tyrone Crawford, but he's had those off-field issues that you haven't been able to bring him in and talk to him face to face about those issues. And we're going right into training camp. So, would you cut a Tyrone Crawford, who you know is a good locker room person? And if you look at his career, besides the injury last year with the hip surgery, and he had the ACL his second season, he's averaging about 14 games. He's getting about 16, 15, 14, 15 games a season. So he's pretty much guaranteed to be there. He's 30 years old, so it's not like he's 35. Are you willing to cut a guy like Tyrone Crawford, who you know is going to be productive for you and can play multiple positions for you, and you need that locker room presence that you didn't have last season, and you brought a Rob Davis, and he said Mike McCarthy is very, very, very on having a good, strong locker room, and that's a locker room leader. Are you willing to cut him and go with an Everson Griffen who's had issues, and you've not been able to see him or talk to him because of the COVID? So are you willing to take that risk? And I think that's where the Cowboys stand. They're saying they're not willing to take that risk right now, especially if you're talking about you want over 10 to 12, 10 to 11, $12 million a year. And you had those issues where you have a guy who's making less than you, who is probably what you would have to make with the Cowboys. We're going to stay with that. And I think that's where the Cowboys are. And I think that's the reason why they haven't touched Everson Griffen. Hey ho. Another $2 holla. But you see what I'm saying, the lunatic? You haven't been able to do those mental issues. You haven't been able to talk about that. So, and with this COVID, you're not going into training. You're not going to be able to do none of that. You're going straight into training camp. You get what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of those things are put on the back burner, and they're going to go. This is a type of season where it's not like a strike season, but you're going to go with what you know this season. To me, with this COVID thing, you're going to go with what you know. And what the Cowboys know is Tyrone Crawford is a guaranteed guy for them. Davion Clowney, he's a great talent, but he's not a guarantee. You get what I'm saying? He's a great talent, but he's not a guarantee. I mean, we could show his stats. I mean, he's a great talent. You see some of his stuff right here. This is Clowney. I mean, look at his ratings out here on PFF. I mean, I know we don't go all on PFF, but he's strong against the run. We know that he's injury prone. We know that. But this is a guy that is an impact player. And you brought in a Robert Quinn last year who wasn't great against the run, and Clowney is better than a Robert Quinn against the run. Okay, and the stats say so. And you're seeing how much of an impact Robert Quinn did and went and getting 11 sacks and went over and got a big contract. And I think Katie Drummond was saying it as well, that if you have him for the year and you just sign him to the 1 year deal, you can still get a comp pick out of it. So you're really not losing. The biggest thing is the salary issue. How much money does he want? Cowboys have 10 million available. They still have to sign their rookie pool. So obviously some of that money is going to drop. And I think that's where people are talking about Tyrone Crawford taking this salary reduction so they have money to be able to move around and do things. Cowboys haven't made a move. We'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, I think that's why they're in a standstill of we don't really have to rush because we need to see what we have going into the season, because nothing is guaranteed, nothing is set in stone. So we need to protect the best interests of the Cowboys. And I think the best interest, what they're saying is we need to keep good locker room presence and we need to keep guys that we have guaranteed faith in. And I believe they have a guaranteed faith in a Tyrone Crawford. They don't have a faith in a Clowney. They don't have a faith in a Griffen because they don't know him. They haven't met him. They haven't seen him. They haven't talked to him. And that is the biggest sticking point. If we didn't have a COVID and this was a normal season, I believe maybe a Tyrone Crawford may had it. I believe they come at him with a salary reduction, or maybe he's not on the team and they went after Everson Griffen, or maybe they try to do some different things. But with this COVID, I believe it's got a lot of more teams in a standstill, and they want to go with what they feel is guaranteed. And to me, they feel Tyrone Crawford is a guaranteed person, and I feel like that's why he's going to stay on the roster. I don't know if his salary is going to get reduced. They can still go out and go after a guy, but right now the Cowboys are going to go with what they feel is comfortable. And right now I feel like they're comfortable with what they have right now. And maybe they jump out later um, and see what's going on. But this COVID has too many unknown and unsettling things. And that's why I feel like Crawford is still going to be on the roster um, for this whole year. And I believe they won't do something with him until his contract is up. James Gary, ask me. He says, let me see what y'all saying over here. Appreciate everybody for the donations. What's up? Oh, Sheila. Let me give a shout out to everybody that's in here. Doug Anthony. Availability is everything. I'm gonna read you guys' comments. I know first of all, I want to apologize. I know we got a lot of shows out there to get to call in, all that good stuff. And I do actually have my Google number. It's just I just been going through a lot right now. Been doing a lot of things with this football, getting a lot of things. So it's really a process that I have to do. I do want to tell you guys I'm going to be um, right quick before I answer the questions, that I'm going to be streaming live with YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to be starting that next week. So going to be doing more improvements with the page and the show. But just like I said, the football really got me really heavily involved with that. So now I'm just trying to delegate my time the right way, the way I want, and really, give everything we want to do. Late night hype is still going down. I got some good interviews on my personal channel coming up that I think you guys are going to like. So just make sure you just continue to tune into it, but just continue to, grind and do our thing. But so let me get to some of these questions right here. James Garrett says, "How about Jamal Adams? Is he a guarantee? Would you bring him in if you are able to get him?" Hell yes, he's a definitely guarantee. Um, the Cowboys can make it happen for real, for real. They really can. I'm getting tired of talking about Jamal Adams because I feel like it's like an Earl Thomas thing. Not saying it's not going to happen, but I made a post on my Twitter how Earl Thomas used Cowboys as leverage, got a big ass contract over in Baltimore. He never came over here. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Adams is using the Cowboys as leverage. I really do believe he does want to come and play for the Cowboys, but he wants to get paid too. But the Cowboys can make it happen. But he's a top talent. He's young. He's a top talent. Why wouldn't you go after him? I've never said not go after him. I've never said not go after Clowney. I never not said go after any of these guys. But I also look at way Steven the Jones and them operate. And so I don't jump out there and say, yeah, they're going to get this person and get that person when Steven Jones and them don't operate like that. I try to think how they think, and they ain't jumping out there and just doing it like that. And Hell yeah, I want Jamal Adams. Hell yeah, he will make a huge difference in our defense. I think it goes from here to here. So damn yeah, get Jamal Adams. He's a beast. He's a monster, and he can do everything that you want. And he's a locker room presence. And I think the Cowboys value that, and he can bring a great locker room presence to the team. Yeah, it sure is. If is the biggest language. So if Gregory is the lunatic says if so Gregory is not reinstated, is Crawford our starting right DN until Smith starts? Yes, he is. Because Crawford is not going to start at the defensive tackle position. I believe that's why you got Poe and McCoy. Poe is going to be your three tech. McCoy is going to be your zero or your one. You're going to have Demarcus Lawrence as your three or your five on your other side. And you're going to have Tyrone Crawford as your starting right defensive end. He's DN. I think his best position is defensive tackle, but I think he's defensive end now, and I believe he may flex here and there, maybe in rushing downs if they go to a 4-2-5 on passing downs that you see him slide in because he can rush and he can do a lot of. That's where you might see the stunts him going on, but I believe he's your right defensive tackle. And like I said, a first, a third, that's not going to kill you to go get Jamal Adams, and he's 24 years old. And I just watched again his video on the Game Pass with him, and man, this dude is just passionate about the game. He really loves the game, and he's a studier of the game. You need guys like that. You get what I'm saying? You need guys that study the game, and he's got a I don't know if it's a chip on the shoulder, but he's a guy that's going to bring it every play, and I'm for that. I want guys like that on the team. You want guys like that on the team because it only brings your defense on a higher level. And the Cowboys already had defensive talent. He just adds to it and makes your team from good to great. So no guaranteed on a 3-4 scheme. Honestly, I believe, like they said, there's going to be a mix. I believe it's going to be the four down linemen. Tom Sula had that over in Washington. I believe that's going to be the main implement, but you will see a variety of defenses. You will see a 3-4 mix. You see they want to have a designated pass rusher. I believe you see a 4-2-5. You might see a 3-5-3. I believe they're just not going to be sitting in there as in a cover two or strictly in that cover one where you come to the line of scrimmage and you know exactly what this defense is. I believe the biggest thing that they're going to try to do is mixing up coverages so the quarterback or the offensive scheme can't get a beat on the defense. I believe because too many times they were coming to the line of scrimmage with Ron Marinelli and they were saying, oh, okay, this is what this is. We heard it from George Alka saying, what you want to disguise this? No, we want to show them what this is. Ron Marinelli was showing them he was not a guy that liked to blitz. So too many teams on the offensive side of the ball got a beat on what Dallas was going to do, and too many times they were killing us. And it was on basic shit. It wasn't like it was some crazy offensive schemes that they were doing. They were doing flares and they were doing screens. They weren't doing crazy amount of things. It was just a basic ass defense. And because you were showing a basic defense, you don't have to scheme a lot and throw all kind of tricky things from an offense when you're showing basic type things on defense. I wonder about that, the lunatic, about the contract thing. Um, I'm kind of clueless on that one. I feel like, they had already approached him. There was talk how they were approaching him about doing a salary reduction. I believe he is a guy that he is a team player, and I don't think he would balk at that. But, they came at Brandon Carr and told him, hey, we want you to reduce his salary. He said no, and he played the whole damn year making $10 million. So, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, Stephen Lofton says, did you hear about that tight end that the Cowboys are looking at and he plays for the Cleveland? He wears 85. Yes, I have. Njoko, I think is his name. I'm good on him. I mean, I think we've been clamoring for Jason Witten to finally get his ass on out of here and take ass on. Now we finally got a Blake Jarwin who I believe is going to have like a 65 catch season. I said about 60 catches this season, about 800 something. I said about 700-800 yards, maybe six, 7 touchdowns. Blake Jarwin is, if they really get the ball to him, and Mike McCarthy is a guy who likes to get the ball to the tight end. Blake Jarwin is going to be really good, and I think and people have said it. I think he can be like the Kittles of the world. He does have to step up his game in the blocking. He's not a blocker. He's not that guy. He does need to step up on that aspect. But if you're talking about him being a pass catching tight end and what he can do after the catch, he's going to be really good in this system. So why would we want to go out and get a guy who's been inconsistent, number one, been injury prone, number two, and just because he's young? No. And the Browns are talking about they want a high ass draft pick for him. For what? Why? No, keep your draft picks for somebody who you really want on defense. That's who you want to keep them draft picks for. And you already got a guy in Blake Jarwin. I think Blake Bell is a great addition as the second guy being a blocker. I'm not really so high on a Dalton Schultz. I like a Blake Bell better. And I think Blake Bell can catch the ball in the backfield as well. So I think I like what they have. They don't have to jump out there and spend draft picks for somebody because it's a name and he's 20 and he's young. No, bypass all the way on him. I'm good. Yeah, the only thing that I've been hearing about that you can get for Njoku, yeah, then John, they're not going to take Dalton Schultz for no Njoku. That's definitely what they're not going to do. But I believe that the most they could get for him is probably maybe a fourth or fifth. They're not going to get no first or second rounder for him. Crazy. You'd be stupid in your brain to give a first or second or third or fourth even for that dude. I'll be giving a fifth most, and but they wouldn't do a straight up trade for that. Yeah, ham sandwich. And what's up with you, big Jawan James? Appreciate you. Good to see you up in the piece. But when I really talk about all this stuff, we really, as I said before, I'm more on this COVID thing. Like I said, I'm not this conspiracy theory guy. I'm not a guy. I don't know. I'm not a health dude. I'm not a doctor. I'm not none of that. Okay. I don't know the exact things that's going on with this. All I know is that this thing is got a lot of things all kind of messed up right now. Just talked to my guy Ryan Humphrey. Just sent me a text. They ain't even doing no kind of sports yet in Cali. I mean, they're telling us that we have to wear a mask everywhere we go. I told you I went to McDonald's the other day and them fools kicked me out because I didn't have a mask. Okay, I get it. Um, but man, I, that's why I say Tyrone Crawford ain't going nowhere because this COVID got. I just seen something right now where Arizona saying we opened up too fast. You know what I'm saying? And this stuff is spiking again. So I don't really know how all this stuff is going to pan out, and I really don't know how this stuff is going to happen. And this is just a wait and see, y'all. Don't nobody know what the hell is going on. Like real talk. People can say this and that, but don't nobody know what's going on unless you in the government. So Adam Red says the one guy we cannot afford to lose on offense. Effect on record. I say Tyron can make a 4 run difference. I mean, he misses 3 games a year. Um, I think they would be better equipped if Tyrone Smith. That would be huge. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Tyrone Smith is a dog, so let's not kid ourselves. You could possibly they did get Cam Irvin Boo. I don't think he's all that. You got Connor Williams who can play tackle. He played left tackle in college. What's up, Jessica? How you doing? Um, one person they can ill afford to lose this season. Hmm. On the offense, I'm gonna say Dak Prescott. Yeah. I'm gonna say Dak Prescott. I know they got Andy Dalton, but sorry, I'm not on Andy Dalton all like that. I like him as the backup. He can win some games for you. But if Dallas lost a Dak Prescott for the whole year, I feel like we ain't doing shit. I don't know, the lunatic. We'll see. Oh man, Zach Martin, you're right. If we lost him, that'd be huge. But I still feel like we lost Dak, that'd be terrible. I'm sorry, Andy Dalton. Hey ho, pick pop, where you been? That's how you do. You pick and pop, $10 holla. What's up with you, big dog? Appreciate you. Just get going ham with that. I don't know the lunatic about that. NFL has a plan A, B, C, and D for. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I don't agree with that one right there, big dog. I don't think they have a plan A, B, C, and D this year. I don't believe they have that. I believe that they're going me and Jay Tuck, and I'm gonna give a shout out to him. Make sure you go check out the Cowboy. That's my dog, and he really said that, and I really am feeling him. Where I don't believe they, because look at how everything's been happening. Okay, they're one minute it's working out, now it's no working out. It's no doing this, and now it's no doing that. It's like happening as it goes. I don't believe they have a plan. If they have a plan, what are they gonna do with these helmets? You know what I'm saying? What are they going to do with the coverings? You know what I'm saying? I don't believe they have all that stuff in place. And it's July, August, September. The season starts in 2 months. The season starts in 2 months, and we have spikes in COVID everywhere. They have a plan? I don't believe that. And like I said, they're telling people, sign a waiver. Sign a waiver, fans, sign a waiver, wear a mask, sign a waiver. But these players are sitting back thinking that, um, well, you got people in the stands that have to have distance, 6 feet. We don't know if they're going to be fully, they got some of the early part of the stadium blocked off in the beginning. You got fans wearing masks, preaching all this and that, but players are being exposed, and players are having concerns about that. So, and they have a concern. You say relax. I'm relaxed, big dog. I'm relaxed. I'm totally relaxed. But let's not sit there and think everything's just gonna be okay, dog. Come on, man. If you think everything's just gonna be all right, everything's just gonna be normal this season, that's not the truth. And if they don't play with fans, they're gonna lose a lot of money. If they lose a lot of money, a lot of things are gonna be messed up for the cap, and things are going on. So, hey, y'all can have y'all feelings. I'm gonna have mine. And just like you said, Jim Laws, gonna be hella injuries this year. I'm not even wishing that, but that's just reality. These guys have not been in the training facilities at all. They've just been in their backyards or working out in the gym, and the gyms were closed for 2 months. They just reopened gyms. These guys were working out in their backyards, throwing footballs in their backyards. That's really training. These guys miss contracts. These guys who don't sign NFL contracts, they're working out on their own in facilities, right? Or wherever. They come in, get hurt, soft tissue injuries. These guys are working out in their backyard. They haven't been in no facilities, no gyms. And we think that they're going to just all of a sudden hit the ground running, and they're not going to be major injuries this year. Shit. Watch what happens. Players are going to get tested. They have, like, go look on my Big Game James page. They have protocol. They have protocol how they're going to have. I think they're talking about players. Players want to get tested every day in the league. I believe wants to test players every other day. Go look on my Big Game James page. I think I can pull it up. Hold on. I think I can pull it up where they have this protocol where they're talking about. Let's see if I can pull it up. Hey ho, $10 holla for pick and popping in. I missed you but dog, but I love how you pick and pop right on in there. I appreciate you. But here it is. Here's what This is this is what I posted. I'll put this up here. See if you can see it right now. $10 holla. This is the COVID protocol. As you can see, this is what they are trying to bring up right now. I haven't read everything about this, but this is what the NFL is kind of proposing, or the NFLPA. This is what they had on their calls about the COVID protocol. What up, Ruglock? You like? Hey, I just got love them emojis. How you been popping them? I love it. But this is like if you test positive, if a virus test positive, an individual has no symptoms, no return unless and until 10 days have passed since initial positive test, or 5 days have passed since initial positive test, and two consecutive negative PCR virus tests separated by 24 hours, and return approved by the club physician and consultations with the ICS. Individual is symptomatic, no return unless at least 10 days in. As you see, 10 days have passed since the first COVID symptoms appeared. At least 72 hours have passed since symptoms have last occurred. Return approved by club physician and after consultation with the ICS and NFL chief medical officer. Just a lot of stuff, man. You know what I mean? Just a lot of stuff. And I mean, even more right here. I'm scrolling up right here. How, this was a few days ago, how the NFLPA, players could face fines for conduct detrimental if they're found to have spread COVID by engaging in reckless behavior away from facilities, such as eating out at restaurants and riding in Ubers. Other items from the NFLPA call: meetings, media access likely to be virtual, not in person. Current proposals to test every other day in camp. Players are pushing for testing, daily testing. Public access to testing is a factor. Players will stay in their homes, not team hotels, for camps. Sources say there is a definite sentiment among players. Why are we playing at all if this is unsafe? A lot of questions still to be answered before they feel good about playing. There's another NFLPA call scheduled for Friday, which this has just passed for all players, not just reps. You get what I'm saying? And here you see right here again, as I'm scrolling up, trying to give you this information as it goes. No preseason games, 3 days medical equipment, 21 days strength conditioning, 10 days unpadded practices, 14 days practice, 10 days max, 8 padded. Then it'll be straight into week one. This seems just a lot of pushing and a lot of rushing and a lot of cramming. And that tells me I am a little concerned. Hey ho, Floyd with the $2 hop. What up, Prince Jackson with the $2 holla? Appreciate you, big dog, for the love for the $2 holla. Appreciate you jumping in the feed. Appreciate everybody that has donated today. Let me give my shout outs to everybody. Let me give a shout out to Philly Notion if he's still in here. Appreciate you, dog. The Lunatic, appreciate you. Derek Evans, Floyd Perrier, Jim Laws, the Lunatic once again, and Pick and Pop, and Prince Jackson. Appreciate all you guys for the donation. Appreciate everybody that has been in the feed today. Appreciate all the members that have shown all the love with the emojis, everything. Just want to tell you guys before we end this feed tonight, thank you very much for all who is always in the feed. Thank you for the members. I don't ever want to take this thing for granted. I just want to tell y'all that. Don't leave. I just want to give you a little thing from the heart right quick. Just want to tell y'all, man, I don't take any of this for granted. I really appreciate. You never should take anything for granted. It's a big. It's always a huge thing for me when you go live and people respect and listen to what you have to say. They respect the work you put in, the dedication you put in for them, the dedication you put in for the channel, and the dedication you have for your team, and just to try to continue to make things great and continue to always make improvements. But I really appreciate, because you could be somewhere else right now. You could be with your families. You could be eating. You could be doing something else. But where you at? You're sitting here listening to Big Game James talking some Cowboys football. And I always want to let everybody know, if I don't say it every time, I am forever grateful for the love y'all show to me, and for the channel and the late night hype, um, Law Nation, Skywalker Steel. I just really appreciate everything that y'all have done and the sort of support y'all have shown for us. And I just always want to tell you I'm forever grateful to everybody that has been a subscriber, has been people have donated, and who is our current members right now. I will never ever take that for granted. And in all humbleness, I thank you straight up. Appreciate everybody. Boo Thing, don't give her enough love at times. I just want to tell her she's been a great moderator. Shout out to all the mods that I have made mods. Y'all have been awesome for what y'all do for the page. How y'all delegated, relegated, where I don't have to worry about anything. But really shout out to Boo Thing, because these emojis that I really love looking at. Jessica's been going nutty with them today, and I love looking at them. But I really got to give her the main shout out for them emojis. I didn't do anything with those emojis at all. She's the one that made them emojis. She's the one that made them hot. She's the one that took her time out today to put all her effort into that. And I just want to make sure I tell her thank you for doing that, because you didn't have to do that. And I really appreciate you for taking a lot of your time out and effort for the day to do that for me, because I really ain't have no clue, and I really don't know how to do that shit. So shout out to you, Boo Thing, for what you did and what you've done as a moderator. Thank you very much. But I'm about to head up off of here. I'm about to grab me some food. I'm about to chill. Yeah, I still want Crawford at less money, but hey, you know what? If I was a player and somebody was saying that about me, I'd probably tell you kiss my ass. So hey, Crawford, get your bread. If they can make it work or finagle it out where they can get a Griffen or a Clowney, make it happen. Cowboys, y'all can make this happen. It's going to be a really uneven year and a weird year. Um, we don't even know if the season's going to happen. We're all just hoping and praying that it does. But I'm gonna keep a positive attitude and hope everything works out. Um, I don't even know if fans are going to be allowed to come to practice, with them not allowing the people to do groups, and with things spiking. I really don't see how they would let fans come to the practice sessions with the threat of COVID, any of the players getting it. So it's going to be a weird situation, man. I just hope it all works out for the betterment and the good, and I just hope everything safely works out for everybody. So, that being said, man, we got things coming up. Patrick Walker's going to be on the show here soon. We just had Katie Drummond last week. We're going to see what happens with the hype this week. Um, with if we're going to have a guest, or if it's just going to be the three-man crew, the three amigos. My dog, Skywalker Steel, he did a great video. Make sure you check out that video he did on Jordan Lewis. That shit was fire, dog. Like, that man is amazing. And you know how Law Nation does. That man, he's just the law. You feel me? He's just the law. And I really love both of them guys, and they always putting out fire content. So hopefully we'll be getting it in this week on the late night hype. We'll see how it goes, because Big Law had his baby London. So, and we know we all got financial and family obligations, along with we do other things besides this. So we'll just see how that goes and how it happens. But we are gonna, if it does happen this week, we bring in the pain, we bring in the yoga fire, yoga flame, like we always do, and continue to support us, because we still got guests popping. Like I said, Patrick Walker will be in here with the next few weeks from CBS Sports. I'm gonna get a video this time. I had him a couple times on my show, just audio. We're gonna have a video. I'm working on a couple players as we speak. I got another guy. His name is Emery Hunt. He's got the football game plan. I don't know if you've ever heard about him. He's going to be on my show next Thursday. He's really good. He goes to a lot of the college games, breaks down a lot of college film, a lot of the college players, and he does the breakdowns on NFL as well. And we're going to chop it up this week. So, just make sure you continue to support and like and share and donate and become a member. If you want to become a member, as I said before, go to Silver and Blue Nation. You just type in Silver and Blue Nation on the YouTube. It's best to do it on the desktop if you want to become a member. Membership starts as low as $1.99. And it goes as high as $9.99, but still, man, you're getting good shit across the board. Like I said, hey ho, Pick and Pop with the $3 holla. Appreciate you, Pick and Pop, for everything you've done and all my members that you continue to do. As I said before, KMT, I talked to my guy today. That jersey is the next order coming up, so I can't wait till you get it. T Smooth TV. Get in my Big Game James page on my Facebook, um, and give me your address and your information so I can shoot you this snapback hat for your B day, which was just a few days ago. Happy birthday to you once again, and shout out to all the members and the love and the. I don't know if I call you fans. I just call you people that respect the game that I'm doing. So I'm not gonna call you that. I'm just gonna call you my family more than some fans. I'm gonna just call you family. So good to talk to all my family again. Love everything y'all bring, and just let's continue to make this thing great over here. All right, and we'll talk to you soon. Big Game James signing off. I love y'all. Peace. Great talking to y'all once again. You know how we do.